Hello and welcome to my art room. My name is Terry Hines and today I'm going to show you how to make a fairy schoolhouse from a shoebox. And it's all ready to be mossed. There are different types of moss. This is super moss. I really like this the best. And then here I have some reindeer moss. It's very soft and it's a really lovely shade of green. Now putting the moss on is fairly easy. And you want to moss the entire roof, the roof sides, and then I like to put a little bit of moss along the crack here in the front and along the side here. I'll even be putting some moss right along this edge as well. So all you do, put a little bit of glue down at the edge, and then just tuck some moss in there. The glue will dry clear, so you won't be able to see any of it when it's dry. Okay, there. And now we can start on the roof. And you do the roof the same way, a little bit of glue and a little bit of moss. We're just going to have the moss come right around this little design element right here in the front. So you can just start putting your moss on, go all the way around, cover the top and the sides of the house. So I have my two branches ready. I want them to go around both corners of the house. And I'm going to put some glue right here. I've got my hot glue gun ready. So I am going to apply some hot glue here, kind of build it up if I can. I'll cover it up with moss after. I'm just going to put that in right there. Adding that moss also helps, gives it some strength. Now I might decide later to tack these down after I get more embellishments on it, but for now I'm going to leave it right there. I have a variety of leaves that came off of some silk flowers. And all you need to do is just put a little bit of glue on and then kind of decide where you want these to go. And again, we're going to use moss to tuck in and around these leaves. I'm going to fill in a little bit here and there with extra moss and maybe some small little flowers. That's looking pretty good though. The next thing we're going to do is create the sign that says Fairy School. I've taken just a little piece of scrap wood. This is about maybe 1 inch by 1.5 inches. It's going to go right up here. I've already printed out a sheet of words. The words on this sign are Fairy School. I may decide to cut each of these letters out individually and put them on like I did on the first house. But first, I'm going to rough this up and distress this. I want the edges to be all uneven, and then I'm going to stain it with some wood stain, and when it dries we'll apply the letters. So now I'm going to stain my little piece of wood. I've got some Minwax English chestnut stain. I just keep it around for craft purposes, and I use it to stain all the furniture inside the house too. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper towel and just dry it off. All the furniture inside the Fairy School will be stained in the same way. And I use the same thin pieces of wood to create the furniture, as well as some twigs from outside. So there it is. A nice little distressed piece of wood. I'm working on the letters on the sign. I decided to cut up each letter for Fairy School, and I edged the outside of each letter with some moss green color, and then I'm gluing them on this wood. I'm going to put some glue right on the back lower edge, and then glue gun that right there. And I'm going to touch just a little bit of moss. Around it. There. Fairy School. Now I'm going to add the letters to the front of the schoolhouse that say, "In that day there were fairies in the land." That's the next job. I think I want it to start over here. And I'm not putting these down flat. I've cut the letters out, I've scrunched them up, and then I've inked them around the edges and on the bumps of where I scrunched them up so that they look a bit old. So I kind of want them to stand off a little bit. So I'm putting the middle word, the first word, and the last word on. And then I'm going to fit in my other words. There. Now that part's done too. In that day there were fairies in the land, and that's exactly what we need next. We need some fairies, so that will be the next step in this project. We are almost done with the outside of the Fairy School. I'm going to add a boy fairy to the outside. He's got a book in his arms. I've added some wings that I put a little bit of stickle glitter around the edges, and I put a little book in his hand. It's an herb journal. So I'm going to glue him down. I've also kind of rounded him out a bit, kind of rounded his face. And I'm going to set him right about here. Get a little bit of glue on his wings. I want him to be a little bit 3D. I kind of curl him out like that. I have decided to add a Fairy Dreams sign right here. I'm going to take some glue and do that. All I did was print off the Paper Whimsy Fairy Dream sign. I stuck it to a twig that I got from outside my house. I have finished the outside of the schoolhouse just in time for the sun to set outside my art room. I've had a wonderful time making this. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll be making the second video very shortly, in which I'll show you how to make the fairies, the furniture, and the accessories for the inside of the Fairy School. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye.